Good morning. Welcome to Planet Mojo. I got to do some work on the electric fence. So, first thing I got to do is shut it off. Now, I got to get these wires disconnected. I need to yank them out from the outside. I'm probably going to enlarge the hole a little bit, and I'm going to put a box on the outside. I'll show you that out there. Okay, I got everything I need to get the job done, except for one thing, and I don't know what that one thing is yet. That's just the way it goes. All right, so I got to put a box right there. I don't want these bare wires like this. Just looks like shit. So I'm going to dig this out a little bit, put a plastic box there, run two pipes into the ground. One is for the ground. That's just going to continue around the corner and go to two ground rods and replace this this white THHN, I believe it is. And then the other pipe will just go under the gravel, just so that it's give it a little strength under the gravel, and then it'll have what is that, underground cable running through the ground over to that T-post down there. And then anything that's left over, I'll just coil up and then run it up the post up to the wire, and then get rid of this stuff so I can come around the corner here. The only reason for the pipe running underneath this stuff is just to give it a little strength, so the repeated going back and forth with the wheelbarrow over this doesn't grind a hole in my wire. All right, I got to get started by pulling that wire out and then drilling a hole. Okay, I got to come down about 1.5 inches. Well, that's that. This, I think they call these bullet bits. It's got this tip on it. I can't remember what brand it is. But they don't work really good for drilling through holes. They're way too aggressive. But when you're trying to do something like this, to elongate a hole, these work great for it. So that's all I needed. Now I can go through the back of the box right here, get my wires into the box. I'm gonna goober this up with silicone. Got some 10-year mold-free silicone, and then I'm gonna run the pipes under the ground. So back here on the inside, I don't know if I even mentioned this, but this is Zariba 50 miles fence electrifier. And that switch I turned off in the beginning runs to here. So there's no power right here. But I unplugged it anyway so I could see what I'm doing here. And you can see now that the concrete is up really high, and I have to drill down at a pretty steep angle to get underneath the siding, the tin. So now I'm going to feed a couple wires out there and get back out there. Okay, there's my wires pulled through. Now I gotta drill a hole close to the top, or right at the top of this, to catch the wires, and then I'll goober that all up with silicone and screw it to the wall. Now, to goober this up with silicone, that should do it. Okay, she's in, she's nice and tight. So it looks like all I'm really gonna need is two 90-degree elbows, one about like that, and then a piece of pipe running through the gravel, and then I'll go down through the ground over to that T-post there. And then another 90-degree just coming down and ending right here. And then I'll run the ground wire through that, and then right on the surface over to the two ground rods, and then that'll get covered with gravel. The ground wire is a heavy copper, bare copper, so it'll stand up to the abuse. Some pretty heavy wire. Hopefully it'll go up through there. Okay, now I got to try to push the underground cable up through this. See if I can get in there. Ugh, this is nasty. Yeah, I got in there all right. This is Clear Glide Pull Lube. Trying to get this elbow lubed up, but I goobered in way too much. Okay, I got my wires pulled in. Got two from in there, two from out here. One is the bare copper, and the other one goes through this pipe here. Just to keep it safe from getting a hole worn through it. Now, I'm just going to bend this into the trench, dig this out a little bit, and then try to route it. I got a bunch of rocks here. You really can't see them, but and this is a boulder right here. So I got to route it through this mess over to that pole, or to that T-post, and then up the T-post, and that's where it'll get connected to the fence wire. Easy peasy. Oh, I'm okay. I'm in a pretty precarious place here. Well, with the end pin down, just got to fill this trench and get everything hooked up. All right, I got a load of gravel from my new gravel pit. I don't know if I even showed that, but that's my load of gravel. And I need to wheelbarrow that whole load through here and all the way up there. But for now, I'm going to fill this trench. So I have everything buried as good as it can be, which is pretty damn good. All the way up to the base of the T-post here. Goes through here and zigzags and whatnot, under boulders, and then through the pipe up to the box. And now I need to deal with the ground wire. What I gotta do is run that along the ground to these clamps here. So I need a wrench for these clamps, and that's about it for this. Not much tools needed for this, so I'll go get a wrench and get busy. Well, that'll wrap it up for today. I'm going to have to come back with a part 2 and connect my wires in there, close the box up, connect that down there, but that needs some T-posts running along the gravel down there and then across over to the shed. So that'll be in part 2 as well. But this is done. You can see the nice heavy copper wire coming to the 2 separate ground rods. That'll give us a real nice ground for the fence. Stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow, where I'll finish this stuff up. Please hit the subscribe button, and if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, and have yourself a great day.